Oh, got my hair in my tea. Hey guys, it's Alice. Welcome to my channel. I'm sort of doing a whole series of just talking about the whole industry. Literally just from my perspective, what I've done, what I've learnt, and just my whole opinion as a 1 year into the industry grad student. And just my whole experience with the industry so far, how I feel, what's going on, you know, because I'm literally so new at this. I literally don't know anything that's going on. So this whole video is how I booked my first job and just the whole audition. Hopefully you'll learn something from this as well. Maybe you'll take something away from this story. And so if you want to know the whole story of how I auditioned for this job, and funnily enough, I actually booked, please keep watching. So basically I went to a performing arts school called H.E.R, and they have an agency attached to the school, and so you can be with this agency while you attend H.E.R, and they'll send you out for auditions and hopefully maybe you'll book some. I actually had quite a few auditions during my time at H.E.R. Well, I know some people didn't have any auditions, and so I was quite fortunate enough to be auditioning during my Conti days, and so I booked this job from the H.E.R agency, not the agent that I'm with at the moment. What happened was, so I got an email from the Conti agency and they said, we're sending you out for this audition, can you make it? And I put, yes I can. Basically, when you're doing auditions, you don't really have much time to prepare. Roughly the average amount of time you get to prepare for an audition is 3 days. There was one where I got an email to do an audition in the morning and it was for the evening, and so it was in the same day, and so that was the shortest amount of time that I had to prepare for audition, which was really scary. That's a whole nother story. So I think I roughly had 3 days to prepare for this audition, and what I was auditioning for was an educational video. So this one's specifically for language learning. And so do you remember when you're in Spanish or French or German or whatever, those language lessons, and when the teacher puts on a video and you're like, great, but you have to sort of look at what they're saying, seeing how they're pronouncing the words and everything, reading the text of what they're saying. That's basically the whole concept of this job, was to be an actor in this video, and you just say the lines. You gotta say the lines to the T, because if you change it up a bit, they joked if you changed up the lines, they joked that you have to get all the textbooks and change the line that you changed, and so obviously you gotta say the lines to the T. I was learning this script and it was only a short script. Luckily it did say that we didn't have to be off book, so it would be advised to be at least familiar with the lines. It sort of eased the pressure off a bit, because I actually do find it quite difficult learning lines fast, and so at least I had that reassurance that okay, at least I'll be able to have the script in front of me just in case. And so I was preparing for this, just just the average, just learning the lines, and to be honest there wasn't much any character or whatever. It's just a little video for an educational resource. That's basically what the whole project and everything was. And so the day of the audition comes along, and so basically the audition was in the London Spotlight building, and so Spotlight is basically an actors directory, but it's basically where actors, directors, agents, casting directors as well are all, it's an easy way to contact each other. And so the audition was in Leicester Square, and I remember I arrived early. I wasn't late to this audition. That's a tip. Don't be late to your auditions. Never be late, because mostly when I'm auditioning, and especially commercial auditions, they are running so behind, and just because they aren't, that every single audition that you go to, they're always running behind. Never be like, oh, it's fine, they're running late anyway. Because if you're thinking, oh, it's fine, they're gonna run late, and then they don't, and then you're late, it just looks really bad on yourself and on your agent as well, if you have one. And so never ever be late to your audition. Just be early, just be prompt. And so I was early, thank God, but I did struggle finding this building, because I swear all these buildings where you audition, all these audition studios, whatever, I feel like they're just tucked away all in the nooks and crannies of London. All these audition buildings are literally just the door, and you're just on Google Maps going, where is it? Where's this audition? And so it was okay. I found it. I was on time. I was early. Walked up to the floor that I needed to be, signed in, and basically there's a a reception person. You just have to give them your name and they'll be like, yeah, take you off, and then they'll give you any more information about the audition, or they'll say, please sit down and wait to be called in. Obviously, when you're auditioning, sometimes when they audition, they want to put, if it's like a specific character, they'll have all the people auditioning for that character together. I remember sitting down really nervously and having my script and just trying to like go through the lines again, just trying not to panic. Then I look up and I'm seeing basically a load of girls who look like me. You know, they look very similar to you, and you can see that they're your competition, and you're just like going, okay. I see a few girls who are obviously going for the same role, and so it's always that nerve-wracking waiting. Then I got called in and I actually auditioned with the producer of the whole educational video, and actually it was sort of like a self-tape in the end of it. So I walked in, you know, you always be polite, always be polite, and she introduced herself and I introduced myself, and then we got to auditioning with the script. And so there's a camera on a tripod and we ran through the scene a bit, and I think I did it a few times, and I just remember thinking, this is going horribly. I just thought it was going so badly. And then she asked if I was happy and I said yes, even though I was like, oh my gosh, this audition is going so badly. Why am I here? Why am I even in this industry? What am I trying to do? I was having all this in my head, you know, all this doubting feelings or whatever. And we finished the audition and I thank her, and I literally walk out the building and just go, well, that was shit. That's literally what I thought. And I remember telling my parents how badly it went, and I just thought it was just the worst audition I did. I'm telling you this because a week later, my agent emails me and says, well done, Alice, you booked the job. And I was like, what? Wait, say that again? What? They obviously liked what I did and I was booked. Literally, I was thinking, oh, okay. Cool. That's what I'm trying to say, is just try not to doubt yourself in the whole audition room, and even coming out of it, even though I thought that audition was a whole flop and I was laughing at it because I thought it was that bad, but actually you don't know what the casting director or the producers or the directors are looking for. They may actually really like you and they really like what you were doing in the audition, even though you thought it wasn't actually going that well. I will say that I auditioned for this one character, but I actually was booked for this other character, and so that may happen as well. They may be like, we're liking you, but we don't think you're right for this character, but we think you're really good for this other character, so let's try you out for this character. But instead of me trying out, they're like, yeah, we like you, we're gonna put you on this other character though. And I was like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever, I got a job. Yay! Let's continue with the story. I can't really remember the time frame of auditioning and booking it and then eventually filming it. It was quite short, probably within 3 weeks of the whole process. I learned my lines. I'm like, yes, I'm ready, I'm prepared. It's really exciting because this is the first job that I auditioned for and booked, and it was just a really tiny crew. I think there was less than 10 of us basically there, and that's just including us 2 actors as well. And so the whole concept of the video was we were playing tennis and then we go to the side and we just chat. And like I said in the beginning, we have to say each word to the line because we don't want to be changing any textbooks. Thanks. And I just remember it was just a really great experience, you know. I literally never did anything like that before. I don't know, it was really surreal, it was really strange to me. I remember the whole getting mic'd up. If you ever watch behind the scenes of movies and you see them, you know, with the boom, I didn't realise there was also like a microphone on you as well, and so they can really hear the sound. It was really strange as well, like a circular, sort of like a circular patch, and then you put it down your t-shirt or whatever you're wearing and like stick it to your chest. And I didn't know, you know, that happened. And also I was meeting this whole actor and I didn't know how he was going to do the lines. I knew how I was going to do the lines, but it was a bit nerve-wracking going, okay, hi, like, nice to meet you. Let's get acting. And so we did run the lines while they were setting up the cameras and the shots and everything. We were just rehearsing the lines, feeling each other's vibes, seeing how they're playing their character and how we're like bouncing off each other, you know. We're just trying to get in tune with each other, just so try and get it a bit more natural, even though the whole dialogue was it did feel a bit stop-starty in a way, because obviously it was very simple language. It's to teach students how to speak English, but we shoot the scene and it goes, you know, it goes It goes great, and I think it was really nice to have that really small experience. It was a really nice environment. I learned a load of things on the shoot as well. It was just a really great experience. Apart from when I realised I had to play some tennis, and I had not picked up a tennis racket in years. I actually think that was the thing I was most worried about, was trying to hit the ball. Then they said, oh, we just need a few shots of you just, you know, rallying. Both me and the other actor, we don't play tennis. They sort of cut it in a way that it looked like a rally, but even like trying to hit it once was hard enough for me. I think overall that was the most daunting thing to do, was to attempt to play tennis. That was very funny. And so that's the whole story of auditioning for this project, and then booking it, and then just the whole day of filming, and just the whole experience. It was really, really lovely, and it was really nice, especially for someone so new. It was a great learning curve for me because it was just such a small shooting environment, you know. There was only one camera, a few crew members, and then just us actors and the producer, and then the people who it was for as well. And it was absolutely so fun, so great. If you like this video, if you like the content I'm bringing to you, and if you like this whole series that I'm doing as well, or talking about the industry, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're liking the whole series that I'm doing, just, you know, drop any requests of topics you may want to hear about if I've personally experienced them, because obviously I can't talk about a topic that I don't know. But if you have any other questions about the whole story, just drop them all in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.